News Now special live stream. I'm Dylan Ancheta in the H&N Digital Center. Happening right now, there is a news conference on the latest Maui wildfire recovery efforts. Let's go ahead and listen in.
So here we are. It's been 10 weeks since the disaster that occurred here on Maui. We lost 99 of our loved ones. We still have some work to do to close, I think, the 6 remaining cases. And we pray every day that there are no more loved ones that we've lost.
More than 99.
So we do appreciate how difficult this has been. It has been tragic. In addition to that, it has had a very large impact on our people across the board. We've had so many people displaced. We know that we have over 3,000 families that were displaced. As of yesterday, approximately 6,800 individuals were still in hotel rooms across 35 hotels. Hundreds of families now in Airbnbs. In our HHFDC program, people are now moving into the Mayor's Excellent program, which he will be sharing. So we're making a lot of progress, but it is going to be a very long process. And what we want to share with people is we're here till the very end to get people into stable housing so that for the long-term recovery, the very long-term recovery, we can be ready. We can be ready to heal. A couple other things I wanted to share. Just under 9,000 of our individuals became unemployed. That number is beginning to drop. As of last week, it was 8,773. Jimmy Tokioka, my DBED director, will share how that number has begun to decline. We did announce the opening for October 8th. It was, as we expected, a very gentle opening. Very few additional people have come, but we're mindful that that will have an impact on us going forward, which is why we have to be steady. Steady getting people into housing, steady making sure people can return to their lives. Also, this has been a big week because we returned to school, and we were very grateful to see a lot of people celebrate going back to school. But even so, we're understanding if people aren't ready yet, and that's also important. One of the messages is we are going to be understanding if people aren't ready to work yet, and they still need more time. If they're not ready to move yet, we will find a way to get them into a stable place in their life, and when they're ready to go back to education or to the other parts of their lives, we'll accommodate that. You'll see some significant changes and improvements to resources in the coming days. On the 20th of this month, a large operation to get grants through the TANF program will open up with MEO, Maui Economic Opportunity. Those grants will be applied for through them. We have set aside already $50 million with the additional $50 million coming as soon as it's required or needed. That's important. That could get people grants up to $30,000 to help buy a car, in addition to the resources they get from FEMA and American Red Cross and so many other humanitarian efforts. That's important. It can also be used for first and last month's rent. It can be used for a lot of things. So you'll see that. Now later this week, early next week, I'll go to Washington to see the president again, to see the leadership in D.C., to make sure they understand the support we need to give to our mayor. So not only seeing President Biden, but I'll also be able to see the HUD secretary. In time, that will be very important because that resource will come to the mayor so he can build a lot of housing, as is decided by him and the community. And he set up a process that he'll describe. That's also very important. So I'll see the HUD secretary, the White House, infrastructure personnel, health and human service personnel. The mayor and I discussed yesterday where our priorities and responsibilities should lie. My responsibilities will continue to be working with the federal government, working with both FEMA and their leadership, who I'll also see with the Red Cross, bringing grants. Meanwhile, I'll also focus on healthcare and economic development and our environmental concerns, which our Department of Health is able to deal with. The mayor, who has to rebuild community, will be the point person for housing. And he has many solutions for the people, but he is closest. He is closest to the needs of individuals one by one and has the heart for that. And so he will be able to help people rebuild and restructure where they live. So what I think I will do is just mahalo people because it has been so difficult. And we understand that. We absolutely do. There are going to be decisions, like in any crisis, that are hard. There are decisions that we'll have to be understanding when people aren't ready for them, but we move forward, and we're going to do all that we can to help people heal. You have a great team here, and if I may, I'm going to pause there so that our other experts can address the community and talk about how these plans are going to unfold.